Yo, what up? It is I, Anthony. I'm doing some tech support. Just hopping in on my lunch break. Just chilling. Hey, what's up, DJ Guns? How you doing? Howdy, howdy. Happy Thursday. Just doing some tech support, going through our Jira tickets. We have an update coming out, I believe, tomorrow, hopefully, before the weekend. So we're getting things kind of ready for that. I'm good. I'm doing good. Busy. I put a post out today, kind of what I've been working on. So I've been busy. Well, with my real day job, I've been busy. This is their last week of school too. So family stuff's been busy. We got family visiting in beginning of June. And then next week I'm traveling to the United Kingdom to go to UK Games Expo. So that's gonna be fun. Hey, Captivator, what's up? What's for lunch? Don't know yet. I got a bottle of Gatorade right now. There's some leftover Qdoba that my wife Jen has upstairs, so I'll kind of heat that up and eat that after I'm done here. So good to see y'all. But yeah, so what I've been working on, kind of like what I talked about that post, is we're working with someone. Her name's Diana Weingarten. She did a lot of work at like Microsoft and has done stuff for companies, go to market stuff. And we are looking at the next phase of our kind of go to market, which is, getting like the community members and viewers to like hear about Moonbeam and how do we do that. There's a few things we're looking at doing. One of them, using social media more actively from our end, putting stuff on TikTok, Blue Sky, X, whatever. But also like building in like referrals into Moonbeam, having a leaderboard, making a lot of cool incentives. So we're looking at that too, like how to make it so when you invite people onto Moonbeam, you get recognition, you get incentives and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, Taylor's going to be in the UK. Hey, what's up? No Skills. Howdy from the meat room. Yeah, Taylor is putting together like one of the events at UK Games Expo. And so I'm partially going there to help support Taylor and her endeavors there. So that'll be fun. There's also folks from the Money Cook Games crew is going to be out there. So they're the Anywhere Door realm. I'll be able to talk to them. We have a lot of tabletop people that are flying over there from the US, a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances and people I've worked with. So that'll be fun as well. And I did some writing as well recently for another adventure that'll be coming out next year. So there's 2 things I have coming out this year that are going to be really cool. One of them will be, I believe, in a month or 2. That'll be coming out publicly for people to buy. And then later on in the end of the year. And once that's like public, I'll post about it on Moonbeam. But that's so I do a lot of stuff. Oh, hey, Sunbear, what's up? Yeah, no, I get it. If I'm on my lunch break, it's when I get to do this. So I know most people are working, right? So thanks for stopping in and saying hi. It's cool to see that our bug list is getting less and less long. Slowly but surely, things are getting fixed. But let me, there's, so Michael in chat put a link about Blue Sky. Hey, Michael in chat, there you are. Boom. You showed up right on time, as if you were summoned. Yo, the article you posted about Blue Sky was really intriguing to me. I thought it was neat to see their approach, which aligns a lot with ours. One of the cool things, though, I thought was they talked about how there's this other app, Skylight, I guess, a video app, and it uses their API. So if someone has a Blue Sky account, they can use that to sign up. And then when they sign up, if there's anyone else on that app who is like a follower of theirs on Blue Sky, it automatically adds them as a follower there. So I talked to Pat about that for like Moonbeam, like, hey, can we do that for Moonbeam where if someone joins Moonbeam or if you currently have Moonbeam an account, can you link your Blue Sky to it? And then it'll kind of cross-reference your followers. And if you have followers or people you follow that are on Moonbeam, it'll kind of like automatically do that for you. So yes. And Cap, will we be streaming? Maybe we'll do a stream in the UK. I think that'd be cool. It's a tabletop convention, but I'll be talking to people about Moonbeam there because a lot of people in tabletop use Moonbeam. Maybe we'll do a stream or something like that over there. Yeah, Michael. So thanks for putting that out. That was really cool. Let me see if I can fill you all in on some of the updates coming out potentially by this weekend. Let's see here. Okay, I want to go in here and read this correctly. All right. So we are going to have a lot of stuff for badges where there will be like a pop-up when you hover over a badge that has a description about it. So that's going to be kind of neat so people can understand more of where these badges are from, how to get them. We're going to be hopefully rolling out blocking. So a big safety tool to block folks, for whatever reason. That should be coming. Social links. This is a really cool one. We're going to make it so you all had a lot of good ideas about adding social links onto your Moonbeam profile. That is coming out as well. So you'll be able to add your Blue Sky, your Patreon, your anything you want to do. So that's coming. User bios are going to be coming out so you can add a bio to your user profile. Let's see here. What else we got? Fixing realm tag searches. So we're trying to look at now fixing the search, how that works, doing little tweaks to that. We're going to start using tags a lot more based on what everybody kind of suggested. So you'll see that starting to kind of filter up and come out in some upcoming updates. So this is the first one that'll be dealing with that. Michael in chat might like this one. I believe we're doing a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, markdown support on posts. There's going to be a lot of markdown support on posts, so you can do different headings and making it look more like a blog, if you will. So this is a big release. It's a big release. Let me see what else. That's kind of it for right now. Schedules. We've talked about that anomaly. What's up? How you doing? We've talked about schedules, looking at how to do that. I think there's ways for us to use and leverage things like Google Calendar. And I think that's gonna much love to you too, Michael. Google Calendar, I know, recently had an update where they allow scheduling kind of like Calendly does, but it's all integrated and built in. We're looking at like using things that are already being used to do schedules or to display them. But yeah, scheduling is one. It will not be on this release, but it's something that the team is thinking about. We're just kind of figuring out how do we want to roll that one out when the time comes. So all I have to say, like, the team has still been busy. So engineers have been busy on all that stuff. And then what is Pat? And then I told you all I've been doing: go to market, looking at growing the user base. We're going to target, 35%, I think, user growth month over month. I'm sharing this so you all kind of know what to expect from Moonbeam over the next 6 months to 12 months. That's an aggressive growth. 10% is the norm for like a good app or a good platform. 35% is very ambitious, but we're gonna set that as our goal. And that way we can kind of try to start scaling up. Our next big target over the next couple months will be to hit the 10,000 mark, right? And in the meantime, so I'm doing that with Taylor. She and I are kind of focused on that, working with some advisors. Engineering team, all these features you see coming out, and also improving what we have. So we'll see like the foundation of all the feature set that's on Moonbeam. The engineering team is really working to add, iterate, and improve them. And then Pat is working with some of our awesome advisors on the investor outreach. So that is coming along. He's been making a video. He's done a pitch deck. And he's now in the process of doing warm introductions, which is like I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy kind of deal, and then shows them the pitch deck, schedules a meeting, talks to them about Moonbeam and stuff like that. Thanks, Sun Bear. Appreciate it. So it's kind of cool to see like all this work. It's kind of funny to think about all that's involved. It's like the one thing I'll say I've learned in the last almost over 2.5 years now, like working with Pat on this, is like, and we've talked to some of the folks on the team. I know Brandon, one of our engineers, I talked to him a lot about this, but it's, startups are tough. They can be tough. It's exciting. Like, building something new, but then you're like, dang, we got so much to do. And you're like, we need to go to market strategy. Like, who the hell knows how to do that? I don't know what that is. So we got to figure it out. So it's kind of like funny if you enjoy learning, and just like figuring things out on the fly, maybe one day you could do a startup. I don't know. It's kind of cool and funny to think about. Question about posts, Michael. Will they be limited to 5,000 characters? I think at first they will be. We could see about what to do with that. Opening it up. So I think, that's kind of some stuff we can look at. And when these things roll out, like I said, if that's something you want, just keep talking about it. Just keep suggesting it. As you see, a lot of the features and a lot of the improvements we make are based off everybody's feedback. Hugely important. So, because we identify trends, we see people saying something over and over again, multiple people, and then that's really where we apply effort and attention. So I'm excited about that. And there's a lot of stuff going on now with social media stuff that's, again, good for us. Like, right, you got the Discord IPO coming up. You got, which, funny enough, I saw the first ads on there recently. It was a video ad, and it's interesting to think just how this whole thing, it's so odd to me sometimes how these platforms operate, where you'll go years without like any revenue source. I don't know. It's so odd to me. Like, from grow up, you think about a business, you're like, a business has to make money. And it's super weird to think like a lot of in tech specifically, like these businesses are set up to like not make money for like 10 years. But then they get a lot of money. It's super weird to me. I don't know. But I think it leads to this cycle of why platforms rise and fall, because they almost rise on a false premise. Like, Discord, for example, love it to death. I still love it. I'm a big Discord fan, but I'm just gonna use it as an example because we all use Discord for free. And now it's super weird for you to, like, if you told me 5-10 years ago Discord would have ads, I'd be like, what? That makes no sense. But here we are. Let's see here. Oh, anomaly. See any? Oh, let me ask about that. Let me ask about that. Any update on the cap sensitivity? I'm asking Anomaly if there's an update on that. Let me put here Anomaly asks. Okay. I want to find out about that. Yeah, burn rate, right? Yeah, it's kind of sad. Sunbear, you know, like we love these things, you know, like, you know, people love Twitch, people love Discord, people love Facebook, people love Twitter. I mean, hell, I love Twitter. And then it, like, you know, it dies, and you're like, no. Yeah, the AI art stuff, I don't know. I'm not, like, you know, I had a conversation with a buddy of mine who's a creator about this, and it's like, I feel that there's a few things going on, and I'm gonna speak, like, because we had a conversation in our own Moonbeam realm kind of like about this. I saw, you know, VRVT mentioned it, and I saw some of you all chime in. I feel like we all can, I think we can all agree very pragmatically that, like, this technology is here to stay, right? I keep saying that. Now, technology is not inherently bad or good. It's dependent on how you use it, which makes it bad or good, right? Ethical or unethical. I think that there was a lot of knee-jerk reaction to the aversion of AI that allowed people who didn't care about the ethical use of it to, like, champion it. Because if you're not ethical to begin with and you don't care about the ethical use of that technology, like, you don't care about the people that are upset, right? Like, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't deter you. You're just like, whatever, I'm going to use this and I'm going to copy everybody's art, and I'm going to, like, there's going to be AI art everywhere, and artists are going to kind of pay the bill for that, so to speak. And that's not good, because that allows that kind of, like, technology to be used for that reason. And then if you have folks that want to use it ethically, but people still have a knee-jerk reaction to it, it could prevent those people from even wanting to use it ethically because of the blowback they might incur, right? Like, oh, I don't want to use this ethically because I'm going to incur this blowback or some negative aspect. And so I do think there's, like, a what we're doing, I think we've accepted that reality, and we're championing what we're doing, the ethical use of it. I think you see a lot of, I would say, more in progressive circles, this aversion to the use of AI in, like, a blanket kind of statement where, you know, they use it, like, as a blanket. And I think we have to kind of change that to kind of be competing and maybe outcompete the bad uses of it. If that makes sense. Because I don't want to see, like, the good uses of this technology just, like, not happen, and then there's only the crappy use of it, you know? It's like, I always make it like nuclear power. Like, you could make a nuclear bomb with nuclear power, yeah, okay, or you could make a nuclear power plant, and, you know, or some energy or something good or whatever. Like, we don't just want it to be used for one bad thing, you know? So we'll see. But yeah, I think we're making headway. I'll be honest. The good news is, my observations. It's just very true statements here. in chat. Very good stuff to talk about. I do think that in the past year and a half, or at least since we started this endeavor, it was like people were just very like, we got a lot of pushback even on how we're using it. I think it's slowly changing. I see a lot more like understanding of, okay, there's a differentiation between the technology, and I think that's good. So I think overall we're heading in a good direction, and I don't think the other use cases are kind of like, I don't know, it's just something weird about it, I'd rather see AI help artists, like, it should be something that like helps them do what they do better, if anything. Like, that would be a cool use case of it. How can an artist make more stuff even better and get like more money for them, right? Not like, how does the artist not get paid at all? But we'll see. What else we got in tabletop news. Daggerheart. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. Daggerheart, Critical Role put it out. If anybody's got that, let me know. I'm gonna probably pick it up. It is their new system that competes with D&D. I'll kind of share on my screen here, I guess. Where's it at? Let's see if y'all can see that. There we go. Daggerheart. This is more like of a narrative role-playing game. So it's got combat and everything, but it's got your like Critical Role vibe, right? Like more, I guess, role-playing, more narrative stuff inspired by like Genesis, Fate, things like that, which is cool. I did not work on this, but a lot of my friends did. So let's see how much it costs. I think it's like $50, $60 maybe. Critical Role is an interesting brand. Oh, Splitgate 2. Open beta. There's a lot of good games out there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool games. Speaking of which, I'm looking at finally pushing the button on buying a new PC. I need to start playing these awesome games. I see everybody playing on Moonbeam. I'm like, man, I want to play a game. I try to run it. It's like, and it sucks. Let's see here. Let me just see how much this is real quick. $59.99. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, what's interesting about them is they were the biggest, by the way, Twitch earner. Critical Role, believe it or not, a couple years ago. It's kind of wild when you think about it. Like, a tabletop role-playing game, actual play, was the top earner on Twitch. And through that, they started their own publishing company, leveraged their own unique IP. They got the show on Amazon Prime. Now they have their own tabletop role-playing game. So it's an interesting thing, like how streaming and tabletop very synonymous. Hey, what's up, Cloud Surfer? Thanks. Oh, and no skill 4K monitor. Woo! Those are expensive, right? Still, I think. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. The donation to the PC. That should be enough for the A on the keyboard or something. I'm sure. I much appreciate it. It'll be in your honor. Yeah, so it's neat to see, like, I'll give you some like philosophy of where I think streaming will enter a cool space. I do think that streaming might be a way for people to have their own IPs become very valuable in the future. Oh, nice. $300 for a monitor. That's not bad. Okay. That's cheaper than I thought, actually. Last I checked, but that was years ago. It was really expensive. When I started getting into the business of publishing games, I started to see the value of intellectual property and how that is the true value of something you can create. Because that could be turned into a movie, it could turn into a show, a book, a t-shirt for merchandise, intellectual property. And so that's why we see folks on Moonbeam potentially. I mean, you're all creating intellectual property. Your stream in your brand is your intellectual property. And once we again, if we go down the road in Moonbeam's history and they get to the place of marketplace and stuff, that's you selling your IP, your brand. And I think there's something really cool about that. I do think a lot of the new technology coming out helps people do that better. There's just certain things you could do. You could set up a website. You could set up a storefront. You could set up a production process. You can do a lot of things to help you, realize your IP, and then that'll gain value. So I think I'm excited to see what IPs come out of Moonbeam down the road. Like Mr. Beast, for example, his own intellectual property is himself, Mr. Beast, kind of the brand. And now he's got like kitty snacks and, kid shows and toys. The value is that. And then Blippi is another one for any parents in the room. Blippi is a dude who was doing, he started on YouTube, he put a little blue shirt on with suspenders and a little beret or a hat and became Blippi, this character that kids watch through just streaming video. Now Blippi is a character, and that original actor of it, the original person who did it, they have other people do it now. And now there's other Blippis and they just, do stuff. Once the Markdown update goes live, I'll be writing about the old technology that was centered around IP, like Project Xanadu. Interesting. And the old technology. This sounds like I hear like a monk talking or something of Candlekeep. I shall scribe down the old ways of technology and the arcane arts of Project Xanadu. Very, very arcane of you. Let's see. Cloud Surfer recently picked up a 4K LG widescreen with embedded switch. Ooh, got a Mac and PC hooked up with push button. Dang. Okay. Yeah. You gotta have a PC because you gotta play games on it. Like Mac, I love Mac, and I have a MacBook Air, but can't play games on it, or not the games I want to play at least. That's the one thing I kind of stinks, right? Is I wish I could have, if I could have a Mac that played all the games, that would be my go-to. That'd be my go-to. PCs is too much. I don't know. It's just the difference between Android and iOS. And I know that's a sticking point for a lot of people, but I prefer a product to be fully integrated from back to front, versus an Android that's more decentralized. Ill Max. Let's see here. Oh no, Sunbear, I think one of your comments got stuck in my queue. I can't get it out, but I'm gonna read it. I think the main problem with using AI in the art field is that the machine has been trained using thousands of people's work without their consent. If there's a way to voluntarily opt in or out of it, it wouldn't be a problem, but sadly, this isn't the case. Anyway, I'll drop this for now. Just wanted to finish my thought. No, I will comment on that. I don't know why I got stuck in there. I think it just can't. There's a little glitch on my mod key right now, which we're working on that as well. But I'll say this comment on that because I do think there's something interesting here. I know there's problems with this, but bear with me for a moment. Let's perfect world it for a moment. But Spotify, where an artist gets paid every time their song is played on Spotify. I think it would be interesting if there was a way for if an artist opted in consensually to an AI art generator, and it knew what percentage of the art piece was used to generate another art piece, a derivative art piece, and that artist gets paid for that, if that makes sense. So if a generated art piece costs $10 and 25% of my art was used in the output of that, I would get a royalty. So yeah, I think there's something there. No one's doing that. I think that would be very smart for someone to do, right? Same with voice actors. I know, like, voice actors, there's some companies now that are paying voice actors, and they're getting there's two ways to do this, and one is more ethical than the other. One is they pay them a flat rate, kind of work for hire, and they just like have them say a bunch of lines, and then they use their voice, and then they use it in perpetuity. I don't kind of like that one because, you know, you could pay someone what, $1,000 and then use their voice for 100 years. This doesn't seem fair. I think the royalty is better. Like, you're a voice actor, you give your voice, well, then everything that has your voice in it, you get a royalty from it. If you're an artist that's trained on your art, everything that uses that art is, you get a royalty on it. Okay, let's see some stuff in chat here. Let's see the old Mac book or Mac versus PC. Let's see. Let's see here. Mac is superior, PC is necessary. You know, Cloud Surfer, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day, you were very anti-Mac. If I recall, we used to have conversations about this, and you were very anti. You were an Android user. I remember. Then you switched over. Opt-out should be the default position. Not forcing people to go hunt for it. Yeah, this is true. Okay. I just described Project Xanadu. Did I really? Did I describe Project Xanadu with that? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, if it's right, it's right. And I guess it's because I come from like publishing, publishing. And there is a lot of derivative stuff in that. And even in game design, there's a lot of derivative use case. So, for example, in even like Daggerheart that I was just talking about, it uses a lot of game mechanics from other game systems because game mechanics cannot be copyrighted, or at least that's the legal theory. You can copyright IP, like Strahd von Zarovic's Vampire. Can't use him, but you could use roll a d20, right, as a mechanic. And when I write stuff, like a lot of my adventures on DM's Guild, I can use Wizards of the Coast intellectual property. You know, they get a split from my royalties for that. But also, people could use my intellectual property that I write. They don't own it. I own it. But they could use it. They could reference it. If I make a special character, for example. And I'm fine with that. Like, because I agree to that. I get to use someone else's stuff. They get to use mine. I think that's fair. So I do think, like, IP ownership is mine, but it can kind of be used through the agreements I've made with others. And I kind of see it with like the world of AI stuff is like, if people consensually allow their stuff to be used and being trained on stuff, cool. If they get a royalty, I would again be a per royalty. Microtransactions. Oh, not to pay to win. Interesting. Well, I look forward to your blog post about Project Xanadu. Let's see. I'm about to wrap up here so I can eat my lunch. Any final comments, statements, or let me see here. I have to provide some badge updates because for the badge update going on today, I got to provide some description. Let's see here. Let me know if there's a certain bug, and I will look at that. Okay. Got it. All right. Let's see here. Okay. It's been cool hanging out. I appreciate all of y'all. And now to the awards part of the show. Yeah, so I'm about to pop off, but look forward to the big update coming out by this weekend. It'll be coming. I'm excited for that. And again, we have a lot more stuff. So We're going to probably do another town hall in June. We're going to do another town hall in June. We'll put out when we're going to do it. It's probably going to be June 6th. It's Friday. And we might start doing it like the first Friday of every month. We'll see how that goes. But we want to maybe do it once a month, the first week of the month, some day in there. And right now it's looking like Friday the 6th of June. So we'll do that. Yeah. All right. No worries, no skills. You know, I'm glad I could help make work a little bit easier. We all needed that. So with that said, take care, everybody. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good week and a good weekend if you're doing stuff for Memorial Day. Be safe if you're barbecuing. Don't burn yourself. All right. Take care. Bye now.